Hi, everyone, and happy summer. We're so excited to have you here today for the first annual Future Ready Librarians Summer Book Club Kickoff. And today we're going to kick off talking about leading from the library. And so my good friend Bill and I are very excited to have you here. And we have a link that goes to these slides. You'll want to definitely write this down or go to this, and I would bookmark it because there'll be a lot of important information here. And you can also, if you have a device, feel free to scan that. It goes to the exact same thing. My name is Shannon McClintock Miller. I am the district teacher, librarian, and innovation director at Van Meter Community School in Iowa. I also serve as the Future Ready Librarians spokesperson with my good friend, Mark Ray. You can find me on social media at Shannon M. Miller, and I blog at the Library Voice. And as I said, I'm here with my friend Bill. So I'm going to let Bill introduce himself.
Thank you, Shannon. Hi, everyone. My name is Bill Bass. I currently serve in a school district called Parkway School District, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. My role there is I'm an innovation coordinator for instructional technology, information, and library media. It's a long title that just means that I am responsible for innovation, and one of the biggest things that is kind of that I'm responsible for is our library program. I also have been fortunate to serve as the president of the board of directors for ISTE, and you can find me online just at Bill Bass or at my website, billbass.tech.
Thank you, Bill. And we're really excited not just to talk about our book, but this summer really to take a look at what we do as a Future Ready librarian. And if this journey is new to you, and even if it's something like I was thinking in my head today, I've been a librarian now for 15 years, just becoming a Future Ready librarian, I think that is a really important place to start. And so on these next slides, we wanted to just show you where you can find the framework and talk about it a little bit as well. But on our website, you can find these, and we've also linked them. And what I did is I just printed these off. So I had them at home this summer as we go through our book club and as we reflect on not only our practice of what we do within each one of these wedges, but especially as we look at the leadership wedge, that leading from the library. And as librarians, we participate in setting our district goals, and when we talk about our strategic plans together for digital learning, and definitely when we think about what we do as collaborators and innovators and empowering not just our teachers, but our kids as well. And I feel like this year, you know, what we've done in the last year, it's going to be really nice this summer being able to reflect on not getting ready for being in a pandemic, but really kind of looking at what happened this year. And I know for me, as I set some goals for myself, just really digging in how I can be even a better leader than what I already am. And so looking at the framework, being able to visit our website, Future Ready Librarians, you'll find the framework in that poster and also the wedges, but other information too that might be really handy for you as we think about how we become Future Ready Librarians.
So as Shannon was talking, one of the things that is so fascinating about where we are right now is it really does provide us with this opportunity. And I think it's incumbent upon us to take advantage of this opportunity going forward. So one of the other resources that we have available and that we will be addressing going forward is this Future Librarian crosswalk that was done in partnership with ISTE. And so taking the ISTE standards and melding them with the Future Ready Librarian framework and looking and seeing where those crossovers, those natural bridges occur, and finding opportunities to lead through those cases. So one of the things that Shannon and I talk a lot about is leadership is one of those sections of the Future Librarian wedge, but there's so many more things that we can impact. And that's where these crosswalks come in, and they help us to find those opportunities and to be intentional about looking for those things. Now, ISTE is not the only organization that the Future Ready program has crosswalked with. The other one is the American Association of School Librarians, or AASL. And so taking those national school library standards and crosswalking them and bringing them together with the Future Ready Librarian standards or Future Ready Librarian framework really provides us the opportunity to see where those connections are made to other professional organizations, because those connections are really the key to the way that we work and the way that we spend our days. Now, I want to take a moment here and I want to go into what our book actually is. So Shannon and I put this book together. It's believe it or not, it was before the pandemic, and it's been about 2 years since it was actually put out. And what was interesting, the feedback that I heard during that was it was over the last 18 months, we have had so many opportunities along the way. So leading from the library, it really is 5 different topics that we talk about, and we're going to address over the course, and we will show you a schedule a little later, but over the course of this book study, we're going to address each one of these things. So I want to give you just a brief overview of each one of our chapters really quickly so that you kind of know what to expect. So first of all, we have the introduction and the Leading Libs Challenge. It's a hashtag that we encourage you to use along the way as you post and reflect on your own practice here. Chapter 1 is really about digital age mentors and what it means for, as a librarian, to be a mentor in the digital age. Not to only spend our time worrying about our own work and the things that we do, but the influence that we have and the impact that we can have on our entire community and in our entire system. The second chapter is around knowing your culture and what kind of strategies you can take to actually know your culture and to know what the tolerance that your community has for your work. And where that influence lies. What are the opportunities for leadership along the way? Chapter 3 is around being a champion, and that's being a champion for kids and being a champion for literacy and being a champion for technology and taking on that role of leadership and seeing yourself as a leader in that way. Chapter 4, we talk about equity, and we talk about the need for leading through equity and leading in a way that we provide equity to our students on a daily basis. And it's not to check a box, and it's not to provide just resources and things like that in an equitable way, but it's really about keeping that equity lens as we think about our leadership. And then chapter 5, just a force for change, and what kind of strategies are available? What can you do? What are actionable items that will help provide you and position you as a leader? There's been so many opportunities over the last 18 months to be a leader and take on the role of a leader that really, this opportunity is one that we don't want to squander. And so I think this is a really timely book study, and I'm really happy that we can provide this for you. So with that, I want to just invite you, we're gonna talk about how we're gonna get started and what kind of path we're going to take over the course of the next couple weeks here. So the next slide has our schedule, and we're going to see there's activities along the way, and Shannon's going to get us started with the activity today. But as you can see, on a weekly basis, we're going to tackle 1 chapter a week, and then there's going to be an activity along the way. If you look all the way down at the bottom, on July 21st at 3 p.m., we're going to have an interactive webinar where Shannon and I will both be on, and we'll be able to have some conversation, answer some questions, and just share what we've learned along the way. Now, we'll be sharing out throughout. That's not the only time that you will hear from us, but we want to be sure that, go ahead and mark those calendars and make sure that hopefully you can join us for that end of our book study webinar.
Yeah, I'm super excited about not only the schedule, but when I was having my little book out today, and I have things already kind of posted in here and the different chapters, and I can't wait to dig in. And on June 2nd, which is today, we are kicking off with the introduction. And we thought this would be nice because I know some of you, maybe you're just finishing up school or you have like a week left, or maybe you haven't quite got your book yet. This is going to give us an extra week just to get into our summer mode and into our book club. And so there is an introduction in the beginning. And what we would like you to do as you read that is also go to the slide deck, and I'll share that in a second. And you're going to introduce yourself and also share a goal. And we did one so we can show you as an example. But as you do that, we also want you to think about just what your goal is. Maybe you have a goal for yourself. Maybe you're doing this with a group of people within your school, but use this slide as a way to really help yourself shine in this. I think that as I wrote mine today, I was thinking about, and that's when I thought, my gosh, I've been a librarian now for 15 years. And this is your time to really share some things that you are proud of and where we can find you and things that you've done. And feel free to share even what you're doing this summer, whatever you want to. This can be your slide. And you also then at the bottom can share a goal. Now in these slides, we'll all have access to them. So we can get to know each other. We can even reach out if we share like our social media or maybe our email on here. And so use it as a way to really get connected. Now I'm going to go back to this slide just to kind of talk about what you're going to do in this first week. We want you to read the introduction, and also on page 13, there's this great area that talks about #LeadingLibsChallenge. And we encourage you to do some of these. Maybe you're not a member yet of the Facebook group. Maybe you're not involved in ISTE or AASL, or checking out some of like the webinars that we've already done. So use that as a time to set some goals and also to get involved using that Leading Libs hashtag. And I know that some of you might not be on Twitter, maybe some of you aren't on Facebook, and we'll share how you can also get everything, even if you're not there. But we hope you do join us on the Facebook group. Now, where we'll be connected at, the main place is our Future Ready Librarian Facebook group. And what we'll be doing is we'll be posting those updates each week, and also things during the week just to get the conversation going and everybody involved. And I'll pin them to the top. So that will be the very first thing all throughout this time from now until July 21st. We'll also be using Twitter, and you can use again that Leading Libs and Future Ready Libs hashtag on Twitter and also on Instagram. And so if you're thinking about your goals, or maybe you've done something in your library, or you want to share something, I love seeing things on Instagram. And when it's really nice because you can now even follow like a hashtag on Instagram. And so like I follow Future Ready Libs on Instagram and see all kinds of great things. And so by using those two hashtags together, those things will pop up for us too throughout this book study. You're also going to receive a weekly email if you registered at this page. And so all of us that registered for the webinar, and if you haven't yet, you can go to this link, and we're going to post the same updates that we do on our Facebook page and also on Twitter. And so this will be a place that you'll just want to bookmark because you'll be able to get to everything here as well. We're also going to update it to have the schedule. And so things will link from there each week too. So we're going to make it really, really easy to be able to follow what we're doing. I also wanted to share just a couple little updates that we have and news. And there's been a lot going on in Future Ready over the last year, but we're already thinking about what is going to happen after the summer and into the fall. We're really excited to announce that we are getting ready for 2 more of our Future Ready Librarian Summits. These are on August 5th and 19th, and you can register at this link for those, and more information will be coming. But I'm excited to share that these are going to focus around our kids and how our kids learn and what they need. And so I'm very excited about focusing on that learner-centered piece of our framework for these. And so lots more information and things coming out, but Mark and I are really excited about those and to share them. Also, Leading from the Library, our podcast series, we had 2 really great series with so many good guests. These will also kick off again in August. but please go here. This is a great thing to use too, just in conjunction with reading the book, because you'll find a lot of the topics that Bill and I talk about are also in our podcast series too. I wanted to include a link again to the page if you're looking for things, especially when you're brand new to Future Ready Librarians. Please visit the page, and there is an exciting new update. We now have our Future Ready Librarians playbook listed at the bottom. And so at the bottom of that page, you can find the playbook that goes to lots of information just on where to get started. And if this is brand new to you, you know, it's thinking about like, what is Future Ready Schools, the framework that we have, how do you learn more about being a Future Ready librarian, and just how do you connect as well. And so especially important, I think, if this is brand new to us. And so please visit that as well. So we are so excited to spend our summer learning with all of you. We're going to have lots more fun throughout this. And I know that I'm really excited just to hang out with Bill and all of you this summer. And it's going to be just a blast getting to grow and become even more of a Future Ready librarian.
Yeah, so thank you all for being here and spending some time with us and being interested in spending your summer. I know it's been quite a year for everyone, and so we're really happy that we can share this with you and share our thinking around leadership and Future Ready and libraries in general. So thanks so much for coming, and we look forward to seeing you online.
And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help too. So thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.